Kevin.
Yes.
It was Christmas Day, 1944, and the world was at war, and Glen Miller, the famous Glen Miller, the king of swing, had disappeared without a trace. We talk about the mysterious story around Glen Miller and his disappearance here on
Real Brave Live.
But first, if you're looking to learn guitar or any other instrument, you can click below and get access to your free lesson online. Please do that right now, realbraveaudio.com. Brian, Kevin.
Dan.
Brian, Kevin.
Dan.
Kevin?
So this is fascinating. I'm a little bit on this kind of kick right now. But Glen Miller boarded a small military plane bound for Paris. He wasn't on the manifest. The weather was bad. He hitched a ride anyway. That plane never arrived. No wreckage, no mayday, nothing.
If we're going any further, can you just pull the mic? You're kind of blocking your face a little bit.
Nobody wants to see my face.
Okay.
Just silence over the English Channel. It remains one of World War II's greatest unsolved mysteries. What are you playing there?
I forget the Glen Miller name of the song. This is his most famous song.
Okay. You're not playing Unsolved Mysteries?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. We've got an unsolved mystery. We're going to try to solve this one today. You said you had a story about Glen Miller. Did you know him personally? He's 100. He would have been 120 today.
Close friends. We were vacationing together in the Adirondacks. No, my grandfather was in World War II.
Yes.
And when Glen Miller died, he was told that he died in a whorehouse, and that this was the way of covering that up.
Hold on.
Yeah.
For those of us who don't know, what's a whorehouse?
That's probably not the PC term for it today, but in a brothel of some sort. But no, the rumor was that he was frequenting this establishment of the night. I'm trying to find nice ways to say this, and died of a heart attack. And they didn't want this American hero essentially to be shamed that way. And this is back in the day when they didn't. This shit happened. Like, no one knew the president was in a wheelchair, right? Like, they covered up a lot of stories for the benefit of the country, the good, whatever it was.
You're talking about Franklin Delano Roosevelt was in a wheelchair, and nobody knew that.
Exactly.
So you're saying what you're saying is this was a cover up. He was in the war.
Yes.
He had enlisted. He'd went overseas. There's a story to that, but just getting to the point here, your grandfather, who's got credibility.
I don't know about that. I never met him.
What's his name? Giuseppe?
Balillo.
Balillo?
You don't get more Italian. Balillo.
Isn't that like a pasta?
That's a Barillo.
Oh, Barillo.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pasta.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Go
also
ahead.
make protein plus penne.
Oh.
They do, yes. I feed it to my daughter all the time.
Yeah.
But no, this rumor was that to save face, they said, oh, he was on this plane, even though he's not on the manifest at all, and it disappeared, and isn't that weird? Yeah, hey, what happened here? Look at that. Ooh.
Wow. You heard it first here on Real Brave Live.
Probably, maybe.
I looked it up.
Allegedly, though, right?
Allegedly, yes. This is all parody, satire.
Allegedly.
But I looked it up online. This is a theory people have, is that this is maybe what explains his death.
Is this an unsolved mystery or an X-Files thing? No aliens, right? just
no.
giant boobs.
Did we talk about aliens last time? Is that what the one we were talking about?
Weeks ago.
Why are we talking about aliens?
What is this
again?
show about? And also, what's Real Brave's stance on sex work? Is it real work? Decide in the comments.
Listen, it's 2025, and this is marketing now.
Okay.
All right?
Unfortunately
for everybody.
Yeah. No, but so I was going to say though is like, does that idea seem plausible to you guys from that time, like when the government was covering up more of these?
Oh,
doesn't this seem like a plausible idea?
I'm going to be totally honest. I wasn't listening to what.
You were just trying to figure out unsolved mysteries.
Glen Miller died in the arms of a prostitute.
Oh,
and they
okay.
covered it up
Oh, okay.
by saying he was on this airplane.
Okay.
Is this during the time of Eisenhower and the military-industrial complex?
This is pre-Eisenhower.
Okay.
This would have been either FDR or Truman. Yeah.
So Eisenhower was warning about the CIA.
Yes.
He was warning about these kind of things where we're keeping the truth from the good Americans who were paying the taxes of the war, right? The war taxes were going up and up and up.
What's amazing to me about all this, and again, I don't know we weren't alive then, so who knows?
Yeah.
But imagine now if the president was in a wheelchair and we just never knew about it. Like, did people actually know and just didn't say anything because they were,
Well, that guy likes to sit a lot. He's pretty lazy, huh? He's a lazy bones president over
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, but did people know and just kept their mouth shut to keep the facade? Obviously, the press knew because they would be there and they would see him wheeled in and all that. But did the average people know and just not say anything? I don't know. It's interesting.
So my grandparents on my dad's side, his parents, his father was a World War II vet, prisoner of war, missing in action. He never graduated, 8th grade. And I know that my grandmother never got past the 8th grade. On the other side, similar. I think maybe high school. But so I think you're talking about an electorate and a society that is not well informed and
Maybe,
not well
yeah.
educated.
Yeah.
Right. And groomed to believe that the government and everybody is right. Right?
They had their best interests at heart. Yeah.
They believed in what these people said. So you heard it here first, allegedly, that this happened. I was shocked, honestly, because I look up these things. And Glenn Miller, I'm like, there's no way. But the Glenn Miller is famous for his Glenn Miller band. He's a boy from Iowa with a trombone and a dream. Do we have a sad trombone?
We do.
Let's see. Is it this one?
Yeah.
We're remembering Glenn Miller here on Real Brave Live.
Feel free to use that anytime you want. Born March 1st, 1904 in Clarindo, Iowa. Glenn Miller was captivated by music at a young age, like we all are. He briefly enrolled in the University of Colorado. That went very fast. We went from birth to college.
Yeah.
like you do.
Like the Bible does.
Sure does. He moved to New York City, studying under Joseph Schillinger. Is that a famous person?
Sure.
Okay. Who taught him advanced composition by the sure. I got the sarcastic sure. That's not, you didn't know what you were doing there, right? Okay.
No idea.
From that time came Miller's tune, which eventually was retitled Moonlight Serenade. Do we know that one?
It sounds familiar.
I can't play it because YouTube is wagging the finger now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're wagging the finger. We don't know Moonlight Serenade, Kevin. You're our in-house jazz person.
Actually, Dan, no.
Oh. Well, I didn't plug in either. I should probably plug in.
Moonlight
It's,
Serenade.
No, that's me.
This one.
I don't know where that went.
Oh, good. Yeah.
This is the one they play in old-timey movies.
Yeah.
Whenever there's like a romantic scene in a period piece about the 50s
Didn't they play that in The Shining?
or the 40s. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
They also play it in the lobby of the Tower of Terror Hotel in Disney World.
Ooh.
Oh, now it's called the Hollywood
I don't
Tower.
like that at all. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, but it's spooky, though.
He toured with Ben Pollack. Do we know that person?
No.
Great. Co-wrote Room 1411. Do we know that one?
Wasn't that a movie with John Cusack?
That
That's
was
1438.
1438. Yeah.
very good. Benny Goodman. We know that.
Yes.
We know Benny Goodman. And he
Yes.
played on Broadway with future legends Gene Krupa and Red Nichols.
Yeah.
All right, good. Just checking. We don't know this. In 1937, Miller launched his first band, which quickly failed. He ended up broke and dejected. So he's got the typical story before stardom. One of the things that stood out to me, number 5, the birth of the Miller sound. He refined a new sonic blueprint, the clarinet carrying the melody in unison with the tenor sax, while the 3 other saxes filled in tight harmonies. It was unmistakable. 5th stack, this is a quote from Glenn Miller, played the clarinet most of the time, lets you know whose band you're listening to, the Glenn Miller. So I wish we can listen to it. Maybe we can. Just to find out what he's talking about there. The clarinet is carrying the melody. That was his signature sound. Kevin, you're a resident musicologist. I don't hear any clarinet in there. Isn't that all saxophone?
I think he has some trumpet in the.
They're doing the ba-bas. Clarinet's in there.
That's gotta be it.
So what this is talking about, I think, because I haven't read the notes on this.
Good job. Number 5. We're on number 5.
So prior to Glenn Miller, you had like Duke Ellington sound, and it was
he predated Duke Ellington.
I
predated.
don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure about that. Duke Ellington was one of the first big band leaders.
I think they were contemporaries, though. And we're all looking it up at the same time.
Who's gonna get to it first? See, yes, Duke Ellington predated Glenn Miller.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that style.
Oh no, he was born in 1899. You know, friggin' Google, you're losing it, dude.
But that style of big band recording, it was like a soloist accompanied by a band, where like the soloist would be like taking the melody, accompanied by rhythm section and maybe 2 or 3 other sax, 2 or 3 other trumpet, trombone, etc. Glenn Miller sort of opened the door to, it mentioned tight harmonies, and that's the kind of big band we think of today, where there's a melody there, but the melody is constantly harmonized like every step of the way, depending on where you are in the chord changes.
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not virtuosic enough on the guitar to demonstrate what that would be like.
In the Mood's got that very specific melody.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have like.
And by the way, what are you in the mood for when you're listening to that song? You're in the mood for cheese and crackers? You're in the mood for a little hey?
Funyuns.
So yeah, you've got the melody of dun, 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 which is a very simple melody. It's a triad. It's a major chord, and then the major the 4 chord. Dun, dun. But then underneath that, you've got. You put those two together.
You're just doing all triads. You're doing the harmonies, the 3rd, the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The minor fall, the major lift.
Very good.
But the tighter harmonies are where like the 6ths and the sharp 11s are the 7ths. That's the stuff that Glenn Miller opened the door for, and that led the way to like many other big bands.
In the Mood, Moonlight Serenade, Chattanooga Choo Choo, the first ever gold record.
Pardon me, boy, is this the Chattanooga Choo Choo?
Tuxedo Junction, A Spring of Pearls, and Pennsylvania 65000. I know Transylvania 65000. Do you know that?
That terrible movie from the 80s?
Yeah. It's one of my cousin's favorite movies. In 1940, his records were in most jukeboxes in America. What's a jukebox? Anybody want to talk about that?
Jukebox is a contraption that holds records. You pay a quarter or so, and you can play a song on it.
You know how many times I tried to buy a jukebox on eBay, and I was like, this is probably a terrible idea.
I have almost bought a jukebox more times than I can count. Yeah.
So
it's like a thing. Go ahead.
I have Spotify.
Yes, it is. Yeah. That's the digital jukebox that is probably more sensible.
I mean, it fits in my pocket, and it's like a limitless library.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It doesn't make any sense to do it, but it's nice. It reminds me of going to the bar and sitting there and putting on that playlist.
Right.
All that stuff.
When I was in college, my friends and I went to a bar called Jerome's, R.I.P. Jerome's, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Shout out Jerome's.
Jerome's.
And we would have a
Pours out the
game
40.
of who could put in the 4 worst songs for $1. And one guy one time went, fuck this shit, and left during my song. So I went Ebony and Ivory into Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping.
Oh, that's a great song.
Into, what was the third one? But with the third one, the guy just went fucking left. So that was, I won that.
The John Mulaney bit.
I love
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. That's great. What's up, Pussycat?
Yeah. What's new, Pussycat?
What's new, Pussycat?
What's new, Pussycat?
7 of them in a row, followed by one Burt Bacharach. It's not unusual.
Great bit. In 1940, his records were in most jukeboxes in America. Tuxedo Junction sold 115,000 copies in a week. What's that in 2025? Who knows?
115,000 still.
Yeah. In 4 years.
Did they change numbers?
They don't. In 4 years, Miller scored 16 number 1 hits, 69 top 10s, and more than Elvis or the Beatles. Is that true? I don't know. We'll never know. In 1942, Miller walked away from his civilian superstardom to serve in World War II, which brings us all the way back to the beginning here. Joined the Army. There are a lot of swell guys in the outfit I'm going in, Miller once said. Maybe all of them can get together again after this thing's over. You like that?
Love it.
All right, good. So the fateful flight, December 15th, 1944, frustrated by weather delays, Miller boarded a UC-64 Norseman aircraft bound for Paris. The flight was unauthorized. He never arrived. When the band got to France days later, they were met with confusion and silence. Guys, I don't know how to tell you this, their manager said, but Glen is unofficially missing. Yeah? Am I getting there?
I'm really enjoying this whole time before it's top tier. Although I have to say, I'm missing. Usually you throw a C in there every now and then.
What's the accent? It's the transatlantic accent, right?
Yeah.
But it's more of that darling thing, right? When they got like but this is more of the gangster kind of thing,
This
right?
is more like the James Cagney,
All right.
you know. I'll tell you what, C.
Yeah, see. Well, what happened to Glen Miller? There was an official investigation. Army declared him missing in action. A year later, he was officially declared dead, and he was posthumously awarded the Bronze Star. But according to Brian, he did other things.
Yeah.
According to Barilla.
Balillo.
I'm not going to screw that up over and over again.
It's okay.
No, but kudos to your grandfather. He served, right?
He did.
He was in. All right.
Both my grandfathers served.
Was he saw major action?
Oh, no. He was in Minnesota.
Oh, wow. How did he pull that one off?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
My other grandfather was in Guam, though, during, some shit.
Was he making stuff? They make a lot of stuff in Guam.
I think so, yeah.
You want to add to your grandfather collection?
No.
No?
Although my
our
grandfather
grandfather collection.
did also serve. Yeah, Armand Bagrozzi
Bagrozzi.
served in the Navy.
It's amazing how, for everybody I know, like, let's say 80% of us, our grandparents served in the Second World War.
Yeah.
And then maybe 30% of us, parents served in Vietnam or whatever.
Yep.
Or
And
Korea.
now, like, nobody, it's very rare if you know somebody who's in it.
So the leading theory is the plane likely succumbed to icing and heavy fog. There was no de-icing equipment on the craft. Likely crashed in the English Channel. Alternate theories: friendly bombing. Some speculate he flew into a jettison zone where Allied bombers dumped, hit him down. Espionage, another one. But the third one, according to Brian, is hepatitis.
The silent killer.
To this day, no wreckage has been found. He was only 40 years old.
That's crazy.
I know. There was a biopic, of course. You got to do that. The Glen Miller story. His song is still performed by Airmen of Note, the modern USAF jazz ensemble, which I believe he had a huge part in that. Forming that type of thing. And he's remembered in the Grammy Hall of Fame, the Tablets of the Missing in the Cambridge, and the Memorial Headstone at Arlington.
I believe there is still a touring ensemble called the Glen Miller Orchestra also. It's one of those groups that has carried on the tradition with that name.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know, but the Glen Miller Orchestra, right, is his thing.
Yeah.
That was it was kind of like the Duke. What's Duke Ellington's called?
I think it was the same, but Duke Ellington Orchestra.
Duke Ellington's orchestra.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think? I mean, his music endures. It's timeless, melodic, instantly recognizable. It's got that 50s sound. That's what I think of. What do you classify it as? Is it like
It's big band. It's
big band jazz?
sound,
Big band jazz.
And I did not know that he died that way. And that's where we'll leave it. Kevin, any thoughts on that?
I'd rather die in the arms of a sex worker.
Okay.
Than in a plane crash.
Brian?
Yeah.
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 I think that's fair. I think that's something common ground we can all walk on, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Plane crash is bad.
What if, just putting it out there,
Yep.
what if he was in the arms of a sex worker while the plane was crashing?
It's the best of a bad situation, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can't go down any better, huh?
Ayo.
We got down,
One of them's
down
going
at each
down.
other.
Ayo.
Ayo. So we've got a game.
Yeah,
We're
baby.
disgusting.
We do. I never said this was going to be good. I said this is going to be a show. And I never said it was going to be anything.
Viewer, we make no promises on the quality of this now or ever. So
the name of the show is Murder. I hardly knew her.
Murder. we did a dramatic music sting, Kevin, for murder.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, good.
That's a stinger.
Murder, I Hardly Knew Her, a Jeopardy-style game where you have to guess this unsolved murder or disappearance.
Wait. Are we
You have to solve it?
crimes
You have to
now?
solve this?
Yes. It's a game where anything goes and literally nobody knows what the happened. Okay? That's it. You're here on Real Brave Live. We've got the game up. This is for some coffee. I don't have it with me, but I'll go get it.
Comes out with a hand
Yeah. It's
in
just,
his palm.
which,
Please, sir, have some coffee.
which, Kevin, I'll have you know that I started drinking again.
Oh, no.
Coffee.
Yes, coffee.
Okay. Great. Congrats.
I haven't started drinking again, folks. But coffee, yes, I've started making through the pushy thing.
French press.
Thank you. And I've been enjoying that because, yeah, I need the caffeine.
You're on that French press. I'm on that bench press.
Oh, snizzles. So who's going first in this game of chance? Jeopardy style, by the way.
So I have to answer who is what is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
All right. Who won last time?
Kevin did last time.
All right. But you guys share it? That sucks.
Yeah, no, that's the move.
You should be like gloating.
Oh no,
and-
I don't think I went out to get coffee that day.
I
I still have that card though.
Oh.
Okay, so
So I'll bring a coffee.
What else do we want besides $15 worth of Starbucks coffee?
$15 worth of Dunkin' would be great.
Yeah, well, they don't have that there. So what else?
where's there?
There's Staples.
You realize that the Dunkin' is like just as far as.
No.
This is true. This is true.
No, it's not.
Walk out the back door. It's right there.
Equal walking distance.
So you want me to walk twice as far to go to the Dunkin'
It's
Donuts
equal.
to get?
It's equal walking
It's
distance.
it's super not.
I will pace it out.
I would like you to do that for the next show.
I'm going to
All
do
right?
that.
I want you to normal walking paces for each one.
Okay.
And let's have a little bit of you should probably film it.
I'm gonna film it.
Okay.
I'll do a time lapse if you
All
like,
right.
and I'll upload it to the switcher.
Yeah.
And we can watch it together.
Good.
I would also be fine with like $15, like mortadella.
More to
Some other good Italian. meat.
Gabagool?
True.
Gabagool, yeah.
Gabagool would be great.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they have $15 gift certificates for Gabagool.
No, just go
You
buy
just
it.
go to the
Just-
deli counter and say,
I
"Hey,
want $15 of gabagool.
let me get a pound of gabagool."
What are you, Italian? All right.
Kevin, you're on board with this, right?
Yeah, totally.
$15. You give $15 gifts to give to for Gabagool.
You like the hot or you like the sweet?
I'll do it. I prefer the hot, but I'll do whatever you like.
All right, yeah.
Jesus. All right. Who's going first?
I am.
All right, Brian, this rapper was fatally shot in 1996 Las Vegas drive-by. Despite documentaries, lawsuits, and holograms, his murder remains unsolved.
That is Tupac Shakur.
Very good.
Who is Tupac Shakur?
Okay. I should have taken it away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. But Brian gets 1 point. We've learned our lesson now, haven't
learned
we?
our lesson,
Okay.
yes.
6 months, Kevin. This East Coast rap icon was murdered in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles. His case remains unsolved.
You said East Coast?
Yes.
Who is Biggie?
Very good. Oh, look at this guy.
Whoa.
Fresh cuts over here.
Woo!
You have the Gen Z haircut right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the
I
thing.
want to saute that with some garlic and olive oil.
Yeah.
That broccoli carrot there.
You're looking good, my friend.
I feel like I'm going to see a bunch of you at the gym at 4 o'clock on a weekday. Negative or well said, Aiden.
He just wants to get in the game. He's been dying to get in the game.
Aiden, you want to get in the game?
I don't know, but that mustache is a detective mustache. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Back to the game. Nicknamed the Black Dahlia, this aspiring actress was found mutilated in a Los Angeles vacant lot in 1947, launching one of the most gruesome murder mysteries in American history.
I'm familiar with the name The Black Dahlia, but I don't know the actress's name.
Well, just guess, because what else we got here?
Let's see. Audrey Stapleton.
Well, you're wrong because you didn't give it the right way. Who is Elizabeth Short?
And also,
It wasn't right on
yeah,
the
it
side,
wasn't
yeah.
the right answer.
Yeah.
Goodness. Cool. Kevin. Shortly being booted from the Rolling Stones, this rock legend was found dead in the swimming pool in 1969, officially an accident. Unofficially, not so much.
Oh, shit. I just read about this. By read, I mean watched an Instagram reel.
Was it a real brave reel?
No.
Because we've done several of those.
No, it's like... It's Brian... and I'm getting confused with Brian Wilson. It's not Brian Wilson. It's not Brian Johnson. Brian Jones. Who is Brian Jones?
Oh, very good. That is correct.
Hell
and that's
yes.
the last time I'm doing that.
Hell
I'm
yes.
going to give you that one. Brian, you should get one. Okay. This civil rights icon was gunned down in a Harlem ballroom in 1965. Though there were convictions, many questions still remain behind the assassination.
Who was Malcolm X?
Very good. Correct. Kevin, he was a U.S. senator, a presidential candidate, and the brother of a president until he was fatally shot in 1968 in a Los Angeles hotel kitchen.
This person was shot in
He was a U.S. Yes, he's a U.S. senator. Theories still swirl around the case.
Was his brother also a president who was
We're
also
not
shot?
doing Who Made a Millionaire. What's that? With the show with
Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I don't think they'd do that. Who is RFK?
Who? Yeah, very good.
Senior.
Very
Senior.
good. Very
What
good.
I was going to say is his son sounds like this.
He sounds like he just smoked a little. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He hijacked a Boeing 727, jumped out with $200,000, and vanished into legend somewhere over the Pacific Northwest. Neither he nor the money was ever found.
We just talked about this guy last week or 2 weeks ago, and I'm forgetting his name. I know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Give
Steal.
me no.
Steal.
I didn't steal your fucking thing. Give me a minute here. It's who is? He had a mustache and glasses. God damn it!
Wow, Shane.
Allegedly, it could have been fake.
He was wearing a
Could have
mustache.
been Aiden.
It could have been Aiden. Could have been our friend Aiden over there. Yeah, with the great mustache. I'm gonna have to.
All right. Who is D.B. Cooper?
Yes.
Very good. You got that wrong, though.
I know.
And you suck.
Yep.
In 1975, this powerful labor leader drove to a Detroit restaurant and was never seen again, sparking decades of speculation and zero closure.
And when you say union leader,
Yeah.
I can steal this one. I can steal this one.
oh,
steal this one.
the mobster guy,
Yeah, that guy.
this guy,
Yeah.
not this guy.
Maybe
That's Capone. It's not Capone.
I never said it
He's
was anybody.
buried in the
1975.
Meadowlands. His name is Jimmy Hoffa.
Wrong.
Who is Jimmy Hoffa?
Oh, do we give it to him?
You said you weren't going to give it to me.
I wasn't
going
to give it to him.
I
Brian?
thought you were just not going to be held to that standard.
Then we are being held to that standard. I've done it several times.
I can't vote on this because it affects the score. So I'm not. You decide there, boss man.
You lose that point.
Damn it.
All right.
Are you going to take it?
Who is Jimmy Hoffa?
Yeah, very good. You get that point.
I was. We didn't.
We specified that it's a
He didn't
freaking Jeopardy
He didn't
show.
get a point for stealing DB Cooper, so I'm not taking a point for that.
Oh,
I'm being.
Jesus.
I'm being fair here.
This is not socialist. We're not. It's not a socialist game.
Yeah,
You either win or you lose.
So much better for it was. Trust me.
He terrified the Bay Area with cryptic letters, codified ciphers, and unsolved murders in the 1960s. And remains one of the greatest cold cases in American criminal history.
Who is the Zodiac Killer?
Very good, Kevin. Known for what's the score?
3-3 right now.
Oh my goodness! Known for playing Superman on TV in the 1950s, this actor was found dead from a gunshot wound in Hollywood Hills home. It was ruled a suicide, but Hollywood gossip had other ideas.
Who is Christopher Reeves?
Final answer? No.
Who is George Reeves?
Who's
What?
George Reeves?
Who is that?
Yeah, that's
that was TV Superman. Christopher Reeve was the movie Superman.
Get out of here!
Yeah.
so close, but so far away. Brian, are you the winner?
No, it's tied still.
It's tied. Oh man, I wasn't planning on this being tied. But the last question was a gag question.
Okay, let's hear it.
So,
Did you want us to buzz?
no,
this
it's a
now?
gag question.
Oh, okay.
I guess whoever answers first wins. Okay.
Okay.
This is reportedly what Amelia Earhart said right before her plane went down.
Oh shit!
Exactly. Brian wins.
All right.
And if you are interested in taking guitar lessons or any lessons for that matter, please click below, and we'll see you next week here on
Real Brave Live.
Very good.